Hi everyone, it's Adrienne Leah. This is going to be a reading and a little update. I went to my storage unit and I was smitten because I got to take more stuff out. The thought process with taking some of the stuff out is to bring those things to my parents' house. I have a bedroom there. I have some decor pieces that I have had for years. I've decorated my last couple apartments with them. I've had a lot of them since I was in New England, and that was like 8 years ago. And I thrifted the frames that I have, so I will be doing some of those things when I get there. And I brought my flax wheel that I'm not spinning with. I would have to give it a little TLC for it to spin, but I was given that wheel by a guild member, and I will keep that one in my room too. So there were a couple of other items. I got to get more of my clothes, and it was nice because it's kind of rotating it a little bit, but I mean, I'll use some of this. I use some things year round. It's technically there's more snow in the south than there was in the area that I was in my hometown, but it is, I would say it's not as cold, and there's not a breeze. So I had my sweater that's made out of Icelandic wool, and I have a vest that I use with it when I'm outside, and that was really warm. And even when I was in the car, I didn't even have my air running, because sometimes when you run even with the AC, if it's like a certain temperature outside, it's going to blow out warm air. So as I said, I got some stuff out, so I'll be switching out my bags. These bags are from the same creator on Etsy. I love them. The one on the right is the bag that I'm switching to, so you could see I love birds, and I enjoy the different motifs that have them. I love knitting them too. So I'll attach my keychains onto this bag, and I'm happy that it's bigger. I don't need too much space, but it's like it's good. And the inside of this one actually has like a horse fabric on the inside. I think I'm going to hand wash this one too. And then here's the reading in a second. And I got a jacket out. I was trying not to get too much of my cold weather items because I have some already, and mainly my knitted items and some other things. So I have this jacket. I believe it's unisex. I opened I kept my clothing in the vacuum sealed bags and I opened them because I was sorting through what I would want to bring because I wasn't going to bring everything. Yo, I'm embarrassed because I brought so much yarn, and I brought some clothes, but as I said, I'm going to keep a good amount there. Like I found piano books too from when I had piano lessons. If you don't know, I had like piano lessons for 13 years. And I won't be moving with them, but I mean, I'll have them maybe. I don't know if I would pass them on, but they're with me for now. And I made this scarf 2 years ago, and I've been wanting to get this one out. I wanted to get this one out last time, but I didn't. So I'll be wearing this one. And as I said, I got some clothes out. This was just at the top of my pile of clothes. I did have it in a plastic bag, and then I ended up it, for the most part, oh my god, it fit. But I just have this out, and I used to wear this at work. So I put this underneath my lab coat, and then this is the back. I cut the neckline because I don't really wear t-shirts that much, so I kind of like a looser neckline. I don't like it like too close to my neck. And then the cards. Well, I pre-ordered a book. Sorry, 1 second. And I really had to not make this super long because I need to make sure it uploads. So maybe I should do a part 1 and part 2. Maybe. But I don't know. Okay. So I ordered a book, and this came out a while ago, but I just opened it, and I love, like, because I've been using more of the unprocessed type of yarns and keeping it as organic as you can with the yarn. So I'm excited to knit the patterns from here. And I also got a stitch marker that I'll probably put on my another Icelandic project. So Icelandic wool. So with this reading, I'm sorry, the update is probably going to be longer. But with the present, there's the 5 of Wands. There are multiple people on this card. I do feel like a part of it's internal conflict, and for some reason I feel like it's more towards either an individual, like the group is going towards an individual, or there's a lot of conflict within the individual. But I do feel like if there is another side of it, it's like more of either a group effort, or there might be different type of characters at play. Like if there are multiple people that have a hand in it, then there might be different types of interaction. I don't feel like it's necessarily the same interaction because with the Five of Wands, it tends to be uh it's fives aren't really a consistent number to begin with because you're getting out of like the position of a four, and that feels like it's more up in the air. It feels like there's an instability, but it's a movement because um you're trying to get to at least a 6 and ideally a 10, because 4, although it's like a solid number to begin with, it might not be the best type of solution. It's like maybe if you go to school and you're thinking maybe I should, or you're maybe going back to school and you're like thinking maybe I should get my master's. And then there's like a lot of internal conflict there too, because a lot of doors open when you have your master's too. But, well, I mean, not too, but a lot of it's like the financial part of it, because at least for me, I kind of think, well, I used military benefits for mine, and then I'm thinking if I go back to school, I would see, because I know my parents want me to do something in school and more things in school, and there's the time, but there's mainly, at least for a big portion, there's like the cost of it, at least in America, and it could be like this in other countries, where I feel like you owe like thousands of dollars by the time you graduate, and then by the time like you retire, then you're like, oh my god, I finally finished paying off my school. So there is a type of conflict resolution that is going on with the Five of Wands. I do feel like things are being resolved because you have the Magician as the obstacle, and you can't really, like, there's Archangel Michael here, and I feel like there is that backup, if you will, because it doesn't feel like this isn't a path that isn't worth going on. This does remind me for some reason of the Strength card too. Archangel Michael tends to be an archangel for the military as well, so there could be that type of strength. And I feel that there's just like a backing up, and with the saying that if you're religious or not, but God gives like the toughest challenges to like his warriors, and that would be something to think about. I feel like there's more of feeling like you are able to do this, and that there are more avenues that open up for you. I think that there might be an overthinking part of this. So how to overcome the obstacle, which is the Magician, is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is different in this reading than the last reading, but it kind of feels like the rising sun, because like Land of the Rising Sun type of situation, and it's wands linking to fire, and you could in general link this to Leo, although I would link that to the King of Wands. You don't have to read the signs for it, but or like just a fiery energy in general. There is like also a strength too, because I feel that some of the flowers could represent dandelions, because there's a sense of wildness that comes from the flowers and the nature that's on the Queen of Wands. along with the overall energy of the Four of Swords. So this could be thinking things through. So this might be like devising a plan before executing it, and there could be other components, and then I feel like there might be like thinking things through on how to make this more comfortable. Like, how can you make yourself stronger in different ways? Then you have the past is the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like the wheels, it is favorable because the Wheel of Fortune isn't the most predictable card because it's a way of life. And as I mentioned in another reading, life has a way of going up and a way of going down. The energy shifts like tides. So it can be linked to cycles, it can be more spontaneous. You could take it as you will. But in the past, it seems like maybe like if you're thinking about like court and you were you were given like something that you were thinking, maybe I could have gotten more with this, or I could have gotten this, or I could have gotten that. Even though it wasn't, you were like not on the jury, there was some type of justice that was there. Of course, you could think of whether or not it was justified, but it seems that based off of like with Archangel Michael, and it's like almost God-given in a way, that this is, I feel like it's part of karma, or it's part of the way that your virtues are. Oh, by the way, because I'm a DJ now, I created another playlist, but just to let people know that this playlist, because like I have my alternative, mainly alternative and punk songs, and then I have my international music, and I feel like it'll mainly be like European music because I have an R&B playlist that I'm going to start up. But with this R&B playlist, I just go for like the beats, and I don't really go with like lyrics that much with those, and no judgment with however you listen to your music. I don't really go on the music videos because sometimes like it's more like a storyline, and they have things that like it kind of spaces out the music that's like the song. So I put up like lyric songs, and some of it will be like explicit, and I was thinking, should I make this R&B playlist, because some of it will be really like out there like that, and I didn't want it to be an offensive thing, because as I said, I wasn't like watching or listening like that. But again, it's however you want to listen to it. But just a PSA. So you have the future cards, and these are the words that I was getting was like highly regarded. So there could be something that is more linked to education, or some type of status, or like there's a recognition that goes with it. So for the future, and you have the Sun card, and it does, for some reason, these, especially the major arcanas in these reading, are linking to like other major arcana cards, because I also feel like this Sun card, and I was like, everyone loves seeing the Sun card in readings. Well, if you don't, I don't know why you wouldn't want to, but the Sun card with the Queen of Swords, it just feels like the best version of yourself in a way. And with the swords, I feel like he just came up with like the best idea and ran with it and created something that people are just stunned by. They're like, how did this come into the world? Like, did you're like an inventor or something? Like something just um for some reason I was getting like mathematician or um there's just something that like was maybe constructed or put together that just made sense, and it turned out to be something successful and more than what you have envisioned. So this is even higher. So a higher regard, and then you have the extra cards, the 10 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Lovers, and the Tower. So a lot of major arcana, and it does seem like for some reason I was getting forgiving, or there's something that really almost makes up for some disasters that might have happened. So Hierophant, Sun, the Magician, Lovers, and Tower. So for these extra cards, for the Lovers, it kind of looks like an agreement that just makes it seem like everybody is on the same page and everyone like seems really satisfied about this decision. This could be a mutual agreement, as if there's that grounding of that might like strengthen, and I was gonna like even inspire or push forward the relationship. With the Tower, it really feels like it changes something, like the Sun, and it's making me feel like it reminds me of one of the angels that resembles like a wheel, and I was talking about a wheel in another reading. So it just seems like it also reminds me of the Chariot. There's so many cards that make me think of other major arcana in this reading, and I'm gonna have to end this soon because I had to make sure that this uploads, if it even uploads. So then with the Hierophant and the 10 Pentacles, it's almost like there's a guru type of energy with the Hierophant, and it's like passing down information. So maybe you might be almost like moving forward, and in a way, if you're elevating your type of status, the head of the family or head of something, or even matriarch type of energy. So it's like things are getting taken care of, like you're the next person that takes care of something, even if it's just yourself, and it could be with somebody else too. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another reading.